guys, welcome back to another part of What If Naruto had perfect genetics. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so the like goal for the next part is gonna be 135 likes. And yeah, also my blog's over. I'm gonna start doing gaming as well, so that's a plus. Okay, so last time we left it off, Naruto just finished the tuning exams and the ranks are being announced. They cycle through it, but Naruto, and then they mention Naruto is not getting a rank that's been heard of before. Instead, I'm going to give him my own rank, as he's going to be one of the future Hokages. So, and everyone's shocked by this, and some people are like, damn it, a demon is going to be Hokage, but then by special orders, the Armbu appears in front of them and gives them warnings. So yeah, Naruto's got his place as future Hokage secured. But then Naruto gets called to the Hokage's office. And when he walks in, the guy says, not Jiraiya, I mean, he sees Jiraiya, oh, for God's sake, he sees the third Hokage. The third Hokage says, okay, Naruto, I'm stepping down, but you're not becoming Hokage yet. I want you to go get my student, Tsunade, and she'll be becoming the next Hokage till you're ready. And Naruto agrees to this, and he walks up, but something's bothering the third Hokage. Naruto seemed a bit annoyed, but we're not going to get into that yet. So we're walking off, and Kurama says, oh yeah, Naruto, I might have messed up. And Kurama's thinking, what? Naruto's thinking, what? And he says, well, you know your Susanoo? He says, what's a Susanoo? And Kurama explains it all. Says, well, I was messing around with it, like giving it sage energy and that. And I might have evolved it past the final form. Naruto gets confused, and he goes into his Susanoo and realizes he's unlocked it all. And then he feels like he can push even further. Oh yeah, Naruto already knows about Susanoo, don't he? My bad. Okay, forget the Susanoo thing. Naruto just realizes that he can push on past perfect. And he does this. And his Susanoo keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing, to the point it's way larger than the Ten Tails. Naruto is being shocked by this, it's like, whoa. And then he goes to fly as he knows the location, and he's a lot faster. So instead of the trip taking days, I'd say it takes 2 hours. So he gets there before Tsunade even gets scammed by what we've seen in the first part. And then he tells Tsunade without being all childish about her duties. And she says no. And it says, okay, if I beat you in a fight, then you have to do whatever I say. And she agrees to this. So when she goes outside, she says 3, 2, 1, and she rushes at Naruto. But Naruto, being more responsible in this timeline, he blocks one of the punches and then just knocks her out and takes her back to the village. When she wakes up, she accepts her loss. And then she decides, okay, Naruto, you're taking a leave of absence for 3 years. And Naruto gets shocked by this, like, what did I do? She says, no, I want you to train and further evolve your abilities. And Naruto's like, oh, and then she calls Jiraiya, who's in the village as he's researching his book, as we all know. And then she tells Jiraiya to go train Naruto for the 3 years. And then Naruto goes off to say goodbye to everyone. This is until Sasuke and Karin stop and say, no, we're coming with you. And then Naruto remembers saying else. He says, fine, you can come with me. And he tells Jiraiya, and Jiraiya agrees. And then he gets Kakashi, and Kakashi comes as well. As Kakashi has the Sharingan, which needs to be practiced. But then he grabs Sakura and goes to the 5th Hokage's office now. And says, can you train her? And then he says, it's one of the favours you owe me now. And and then Tsunade sighs and says, okay, yeah. So Sakura's getting her training. And now, off to training with Jiraiya for the first part. I think next episode I might solely focus on training as well. Or if you guys want, I'll skip to Naruto coming back to the village. Okay, so there's going to be a gaming video up, by the way, tomorrow. Maybe, depends how I feel. Okay, so then, after this, we're going to leave the village. So at first, they just practice normal jutsus. And the fact that Naruto has the Rinnegan when he goes into Sage Mode makes this a lot easier, and he masters nearly every jutsu taught to him. And he keeps on practicing. And this is where he realized something. He doesn't feel complete with his Mangenkyo Sharingan. And he realizes something. Unlike when Sasuke got his Rinnegan in the actual show, the Sage 6 half chakra naturally poured into his eyes, that evolving it to the Rinnegan. Naruto's been blocking this chakra. So after this, he let it flow, and his eyes turned white for a second, and everyone thought he activated the Byakugan until they evolved to the Rinnegan. And unlike my other Whatifs, Naruto can't deactivate these. And everyone's looking at him shocked, and it's the Shari Reni, or whatever, the one Sasuke has but in both eyes. And everyone's shocked by this, and Jiraiya takes advantage of this and starts practicing Naruto's abilities. I'm gonna say Naruto has a lot of unique abilities. He can manipulate time, so he can go back in time or forward in time. And also, he can stop time. He can choose an area to teleport, and it's larger than Sasuke's. What else was I trying to say? Also, the chains that Madara used to sword-tailed beasts, Naruto gets them normally, and he uses them on natural chakra, not knowing that they could be used for tailed beasts. That's all the abilities he's figured he has now. So they practice on these. Then Naruto decides, everyone's gonna know I have these jutsus, and we'll probably learn to counter them. I need to have my own abilities. So Naruto disappears for 2 months and reappears. The jutsu he has is using his Rinnegan. It's a jutsu that requires hand signs as well as the Rinnegan ability. So he looks at a person and he can either choose to speed them up or slow them down. But at the same time, he can speed himself up without stopping time. So he can do that. But then at the same time, he messes around with time and creates like an orb. It's like black matter. It can't even be explained. It isn't an actual force. But if you touch it, you'll be wiped from existence. And then he molds this. And then creating a jutsu that's like a barrier that he made himself again, he launches it. So he can make tiny particles, and if they touch you, you just disintegrate. He calls it... You can actually name the jutsu, actually. So like in the 7 Deadly Sins episode, he can make it snow, and it's a white orb, like whiter than white. It's witty white. Okay, after seeing this, Jiraiya thinks, okay, that actually helps us out here. And then Kakashi trains Sasuke, and Sasuke gets Kirin down, and he also learns how to do Kirin 5 times in a row without stopping. He also learns a jutsu that helps him control the weather. Okay, also, he controls Kirin. Instead of being lightning around his hand, he has fire, and he can do the same with all the other elements. And Naruto seeing this decides, okay, and does the same with his Rasengan, and then combines the Rasengan, so it creates like a drill thingy, and it's super overpowered. Then they start the Rasengan training early, and instead of the amount of time it took in the first one, Naruto's already added other natures to his Rasengan, so now he just needs to mold it, and he puts this up pretty quickly. So after seeing this, now I'm just like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then he thinks, wait a minute. And he adds his secret time manipulation jutsu thingy to it. And he tracks it. And then everything he hits just disintegrates. And then Naruto decides, okay, this is actually getting really overpowered, I need to be careful with this. And he thinks, okay, if I make this into a weapon, and he slices out a kunai, and the kunai disappears. It's like, okay, I could work with this. I can make the most lethal weapon, and he creates a coat around him, not being able to see him by the eye. And anyone who touches him disintegrates, and he does the same by making a shield. This is Naruto realizes, if I can launch this. So remember in the Boruto, we just get that new Otsukki with the fishing rod. Naruto creates that but white, and he can still chakra with it using the Rinnegan. So now he can launch that, and whoever it hits, he steals their chakra and it kills them. Okay, since I just came back from a break, this one's going to be short. I'm leaving it here. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, tell me down below what you want me to name his Jutes and all that and other things. And yeah, if you want me to focus on his training for the next episode, comment that down below as well. Anyway, other than that, like and subscribe. Remember, gaming might be out tomorrow. Tell me what you think of that. And also comment down below what games you want me to play. Anyway, other than that, yeah, see ya, peace out, and yeah, like and subscribe. See ya.